Today's vlog is going to be about making this guide to help me chop the mortises faster. Let's do that. I have finished chopping 4 mortises on 2 of the legs. It's 2 and 2 that's going on that. This is going to be a frame on that side of the bench. I need to chop 4 more mortises on the frame that's going to be on this side of the bench. But I noticed that I'm not doing a very good job at keeping the mortise walls exactly straight down. I am wavering a little bit inside. Some of it has to do with this crazy piece of wood. It's kind of towards the middle of the tree. I don't know if you see this. It's the middle of the tree, and it's just chipping weirdly, and it's soft on one side, harder on the other side. Anyway, excuses aside, I think I need to make a guide to make these mortises go, and I was being lazy before by not making a guide, but I think I want to go and do the extra effort of making a quick guide. This is a guide that Paul Sellers uses in all of his mortises, and he recommends us beginners use a guide like this. So let's make a quick guide today. I am going to make a guide out of plywood. This is a piece of AC ply, 24 by 36. That I use for something else, but what I need is 3.5 inches from the end, which I have here, and I need to go 9.5 inches down. The guide is actually going to be 5.5 inches tall, and then I need 2 2-inch pieces to sit on top of it. You will see what I'm talking about when I get there. So let's do that. There, didn't really follow the line very well, but this width doesn't matter as much. Get it in this way. Okay, this piece is done. Next step is I'm going to measure about 2 inches from one of these ends, and I know this end is square. Let's make a quick knife nick. Put it against a known square surface. I'm going to make 2 marks here. You can see I made 2 very quick marks. One here and one here. That way when I saw between the marks, I don't have any fuzzy bits. going to cut this on my bench hook, and I'll use a smaller saw for that. One done. Cut another one. Use this as a guide. This doesn't need to be very precise. The length is... Let's see how far we're getting. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So I put this guide together, which I haven't yet done this. And this was the reference face. I had made sure I remember this is the reference face that I'd used to mark both these mortises. This is where my gauge was traveling on. So I'm going to have the guide on that side. And if you can see here, between the guide and the between the face of this guide and the wall of the mortise, there is about 1/8 of an inch gap. So what I did is I made a shim here real quick from some scrap I had lying around, and when I put that shim in, it matches perfectly. So now I'm going to glue it all together. And obviously the big assumption here is that all my faces, well, it's this face, these two faces, these two faces, and these two faces are all dead parallel to each other. And the little variance is not going to hurt that much. I think my chopping the mortise manually, my hand varies a lot more than the parallel in these sides. So I think I'm going to be better off doing what I'm doing. I'm just going to use some super glue to glue this together. Super glue should do the job pretty well, reasonably well. This is not a very functional joint. It's just a joint that I need to get working. Just need to stick together and not move very much. So super glue, rub it together both sides. Trying to hurry up a little bit here. Rub it together, and I'm going to put them in a quick clamp. Make sure these are all flush. Clamp it. Doesn't have to be clamped for too long. some even pressure to get the glue to do its job. And I'm just going to set it for maybe, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to go make my coffee. I'm going to come back and I'm going to start seeing how this guide works on chopping these mortises. See you in a little bit. Went and made my coffee, let this thing rest for a little while. This should be pretty well glued up. It's pretty solid. You don't need it to be any functional. Move these aside, clean out this edge just a little bit. That was hanging me up a little bit, but you can see over here, this will fit the chisel exactly right. Alright, so how do we use this thing? I need a small clamp. Let's get this small clamp in here. Just to set this on so it doesn't walk on me, and that's all I'm trying to do here. So this is set. Grab my chisel and just butt the chisel side against this, and if you can see, just butt it up against that, set it down. Man, this is awesome. And this is also when my chisel starts twisting on me, I see a gap against this wall here very quickly, and I know to correct myself, and this wall is just perfect now. This is so much better. I kind of feel silly for not doing this sooner. But anyway, I'm going to keep chopping these mortises. I think the 4 mortises that I have left to chop are going to be pretty fast, thanks to this guide that I made. This Thursday, there's going to be a video on a Japanese woodworking book. It's a book review. I hope you watch that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm dying to finish this bench so I can show you what the final product looks like. But I hope you're enjoying the process, albeit slow, because I have commitments in my regular life, but this is a hobby, so I know the progress is slow, but it's happening, and I hope you're enjoying it. So I will see you next time.